Coming up on City Spotlight, the focus is on Charleston, specifically Eastern Illinois University. We'll get caught up on the latest going on at EIU with Dr. Jay Gatrell, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Josh Norman, Vice President for Enrollment Management, on EIU's growing enrollment, new programs that will be offered at EIU, and the latest on physical changes going on at EIU. And then we'll wrap up the program with a feature on the 2019 EIU Athletics Hall of Fame class. Today we're talking all about Eastern Illinois University on this latest episode on Charleston, here on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. We're in the studio again here in Season 6, and we're talking all about Charleston, specifically Eastern Illinois University. To help us out, we welcome two familiar guests to the program. We have Dr. Jay Gatrell, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Eastern. Jay, welcome back to the program.
Well, thank you.
Pleasure to have you on. And Josh Norman, he's Vice President for Enrollment Management at EIU. Josh, great to see you again.
Thank you.
Pleasure to have Jay and Josh back on the program here on City Spotlight. Great to get caught up here on the latest going on at EIU as we tape here in the final week of October 2019. I want to follow up on one thing that we talked about last time we had you guys on, which was around May 2018. There was the new realignment of academic areas that we discussed about. Some time has transpired. What feedback have you heard from faculty, staff, and students here about the how that's all worked out?
Well, I think what we feel and understand sort of as a result of that is just a new energy. We've had a large number of new programs developed. We hired two new deans last year, Dr. Austin Cheney, Lumpkin College of Business and Technology. We hired Dr. Aslam Erison as the new dean of the College of Health and Human Services. We have two searches this year for new deans. So I think there's a lot of energy and excitement, new program development. Like anything else, a year of transition, lots of bureaucratic stuff to do. But in the end, I think the campus community is very proud of the work they did as collaboratively to build these new colleges and begin to sort of flesh out the leadership teams and then move forward with a future that's going to look very positive and I think very different going forward.
And as you mentioned, it's been a long time since the academic areas had been realigned, so thank you for that update on that. So let's talk about the current semester here, the fall of 2019 semester, and before we get into some enrollment numbers with both of you guys, I want to kind of go in chronological order here, and let's start with convocation. New student convocation has been going on since 1998. I believe I might have been the first one because I was a freshman here in 1998. So, but new student convocation happens right before the start of the fall semester, and we had a daytime change, moved it from a Friday morning to a Sunday evening. Jay, talk about that and tell our audience at home, what is the new student convocation all about?
Well, convocation really is symbolically sort of the movement from sort of high school to a post-secondary sort of learning environment. It's that moment where the faculty, the deans sort of articulate the expectations for our students, articulate the scale and scope of our programming, general education as a focus, as well as sort of the importance of learning and taking the work we do every day here seriously and acclimating students to those new expectations. We used to have it on a Friday morning, but we really thought it was important to have it the night before the first class. Okay. So we had it on Sunday evening. Faculty chair showed up, all the deans. We rearranged the program a bit to make it a little more, I think, focused on sort of regalia and ceremony and that transition as opposed to a 9 a.m. event. So it's the end of the day, the night before you go to class. It was a different feel, and we're very pleased with sort of the outcome of that event and the energy that surrounded it.
In my time back here at Eastern, I've been fortunate enough to videotape, film the convocations, and a coin was handed out to the new students here at Eastern, which are incoming freshmen transfers, and a coin was handed out, and you talked to them about that coin. Tell us a little bit about what that coin is all about.
Well, our objective was to give our students something tangible, so they could keep in their pocket, or keep on their dresser in their residence hall, or even in their car, sort of coin change hopper. So they had something to look at every day to realize that they're doing something that's important. The sort of the history of challenge coins in the military is one that I think is a valuable one. It's one that I think we could adapt and did adapt to the environment for the convocation. So my goal is, after these students, my hope is that these students, when they walk across the stage, and they actually walk across the very same stage that they did for convocation when they graduate, that at the end of that special day, commencement and graduation, they'll give that coin to someone who made a difference in their lives, who made their success here at Eastern possible, whether it's a parent who provided support, financial, otherwise, whether it was a faculty member who mentored them, could have been a peer, their roommate who helped them through a difficult time, because that coin is important to them, and it'll also be important to whoever gets it. So it's a keepsake, it's symbolically important, and I think it's a new tradition. And anytime you have an opportunity to create a new tradition around an important event like convocation, that's pretty important and meaningful.
All right, very good. That's how the semester got going here at Eastern. Next, kind of chronologically, September 3rd, we have the enrollment numbers came out. Sure. And a lot of people, obviously, not just at Old Main, anticipating to see how things are looking at Eastern, and obviously, Josh, they're trending up.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk about the new enrollment.
Absolutely. It really was a phenomenal year for us, just with our overall enrollment growing, total head count of 3.7%, so another year of growth. And after having 24.5% increase in our freshman class, then again, seeing another 12.5% increase. And just for us making goal across cycle, having growth in summer as well, just really helping us move toward our 10-year goal. So it was really fantastic. And one thing that really stuck out to me this last year was a 48% increase in the number of our students enrolled from a 60-mile radius. So our local students are really seeing Eastern as an incredible value when you consider the access to superior higher education we offer.
Some of those numbers that are involved in the enrollment, largest number of enrolled graduates at Eastern since 2010.
The graduate student enrollments are amazing. The work of our faculty and the graduate program coordinators, the enthusiasm they bring to the recruitment process, people like Jay Bickford, his social media presence, the leadership of Dean Hendrickson, but indeed, all the faculty that make graduate programs happen, and the quality of our graduate programs make us competitive, and I think we're seeing that sort of bear out. We're also seeing new types of delivery formats being successful. We have a truly innovative art education program that's low residency. Students come from around the nation to enroll in our program. They do a short-term residency in the summer. They take classes year-round online, and it really is innovative and unique. So a lot of unique programming has occurred over the past decade, and Ryan's encouraged that, and the faculty have embraced it, as well as his colleague deans. So it's positive. We still have room for growth. We want to be the highest grad enrollment ever on record, and I'm confident we're gonna be there soon.
I know that during graduation, one of the early moments in the graduation ceremony is the recognition of the international students, and you have 330 plus international students, and the more impressive number, I think, is from 61 different countries.
Yeah, and that really was a surprise to us, as we anticipated issues with visa process, which was what we experienced last year. So the president and the provost and I were really happy. Andy and his staff over in the Office of International Student Scholars have been working so hard and diversifying their strategy to make sure that population continues to grow, and their efforts did bear that fruit, that we saw that overall enrollment grow. So really huge kudos to them for this past academic year.
Some of the information that I gathered for our discussion today came from Dr. Glassman's State of the University address, which was October 3rd, and he mentioned your enrollment management team completed 66 action items.
Sure.
And, out of about 1,000. He is one of the most ambitious planners I've ever seen.
Yeah, we really, just some incredible things happened this past year. And just out of those 66 action plans, some of the things that come to mind are our new AIM High scholarship programs. They made a huge difference. We rolled out a whole new merit scholarship model. We revamped our majors and minors database. There were just so many incredible things that happened that aren't just about right now, but are about building toward our future and making sure we're serving our prospective and current students well.
And your goals for moving forward, as Dr. Glassman listed, 84, so you've upped the ante, as they say.
Well, I think I mean, I can't, thank that enrollment management admission team enough. I mean, our admission counselors, the work they do, meeting with high school students, their parents, is really, really tremendous. And the great thing about sort of that plan is those action items are developed by them. It's a team of folks who are identifying places where we can improve our processes, improve our outreach, and be more effective. And so, the people who make it happen every day are the counselors, the assistant director, the processors, and of course our financial aid team, because they've been critical as we've sort of overcome a number of sort of challenges in terms of FAFSA verifications and stuff. I mean, the whole team is pitched in, and our processes have improved over the last 2 years. And so everybody in that entire division deserves a real thank you and acknowledgement for the outstanding work they do every day, but more important, their commitment to improving.
Team effort, very, very good. Moving on, about 10 days later, after those enrollment numbers came out, about September 13th, the EIU Board of Trustees approved some new programs moving forward. We have a Master's of Science in Exercise Physiology, Master's of Science in Sports Administration, and a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. Jay, tell us about those new programs.
Well, over the last few years, since I've been here, even before that, we've probably authorized somewhere between 15 to 20 new programs. Some of them are what we call reasonable, moderate extensions of existing programs. We had programs in kinesiology, sport, and rec, and we sort of created 2 independent programs to increase visibility, marketing, familiarity, and competitiveness. So we've done that in a number of places. But we're also looking at creating new programs that speak to mission and market simultaneously. And so we think that nursing program does that. It builds on our existing RN to BSN program, and we were very pleased to see the Board of Trustees support that initiative. And it's a long road. We're not there yet. We have a number of approvals to get. I'm pleased to say we just got approval from the IBHE, the Illinois Board of Higher Education, for that. And next we go on to the Higher Learning Commission and the Illinois Board of Nursing. So, but every program we develop is really the result of faculty leadership and faculty effort. And so, had the nursing faculty not pitched in all summer long, and it was an all summer long campaign to create this initiative, we wouldn't be where we are today. So I can't thank the nursing faculty, and Renee, Sue, Holly enough, as well as the leadership of interim Dean Lord and now the new Dean, Oslam Erison. So it's exciting to build new programs. We're not there yet, but we are looking for this to be a real sort of growth opportunity for our institution. We get over 1,000 inquiries a year from people who want to be nursing majors, which, since we didn't have a nursing major, is amazing.
Right.
So, we're really optimistic that this is going to be a win-win for our students, our region, and of course the workforce needs of our healthcare system, whether it's St. Anthony's, Sarah Bush, Carl, Horizon, on various partners around the area.
Lots of local health organizations surrounding Eastern Illinois and Charleston. Very good. Near the end of September, we have the opening of some physical changes. The esports arena there at the Student Rec Center. Talk about that new addition to Eastern.
Sure, that has been really exciting, and I think that's what's most exciting about that is just it was a student-driven project, and it all started with a student who was considering Eastern, and we were talking to him about, his name is Carl, and we were talking to him about. Justin Tierney was about our scholarship programs and just the incredible personal attention Eastern offers. And, the lights were coming on, but it was when we started talking about the Gamers Guild. And he was just like, I'm coming to EIU because there are people like me. There's a community that I can join, and not just pursue my academics, but grow together with other individuals who have the same interest. And so that just kind of morphed as Theo Lalian, who is a Black Diamond player in the League of Legends, is talking to the president and I at this robotics competition about, hey, we need esports at EIU, and it's already on my radar because of this conversation with Carl. And just, fast forward 6 months in process, and we have this brand new esports arena, and over 100 people showed up for the ribbon cutting. The president was there with a sword cutting the ribbon. It was so fun and exciting, and what I didn't anticipate, I knew there would be demand, but just the number of prospective students who are coming through and saying, saying, hey, this is an interest for me. And then on top of that, other institutions wanting to come and tour our facilities and prospective student groups. Just this week, we've got a group of 50 students coming, and they're not just going to tour the esports arena. They're going to go and look at our digital media program, which is associated. I love that it's a marriage between an academic department and student affairs, and it's right in the student recreation center. So students can work out their thumbs and then go work out their biceps if they want to. It's awesome. We're going to have students in the student recreation center that probably may have not ever been there. Right. And so it really is win-win-win. I really love the esports arena, and the president was just talking the other day. He said, when I'm in there working out at 8 o'clock, it's standing room only. So our current students love it, and our prospective students are so interested. It's just been a absolute win for the university.
You've had a lot of wow moments over the last year, and that one seems to be a pretty unique one indeed.
Yes,
very good.
Indeed.
One other physical change that isn't happening right away, but there was the state of Illinois approved a capital program bill, which will help with construction renovations across the state. And part of that will hopefully bring a potential new science building to Eastern. Talk about what that's all about.
Well, we're pretty excited about the capital bill that the legislature and the governor signed, legislature approved, governor signed. That's a 6-year sort of program. So as they generate revenue, they'll allocate that to existing projects. Our science building's been on the list for a long time. It is our number one priority for capital projects. It really, President Glassman, whenever he meets with legislators, always said, I have one priority, a science building, and a science building. And it's going to allow us to really sort of move a level above in terms of facilities as well as opportunities for our students and our faculty. So we anticipate in the next 6-year window, in that sort of project window, that the science building will become a reality. Right. They have to collect some revenue. It's not going to be tomorrow.
Absolutely.
But we see it. It's real, and it is due in large part to the leadership of our local state legislators and their leadership, as well as the commitment of President Glassman to make it a priority time and time again.
Well, we look forward to hopefully catching up the next time with you gentlemen, or whomever from Eastern Illinois University joins us on City Spotlight to get the latest on that. Exciting times ahead moving for Eastern, certainly. Well, we thank the time of Dr. Jay Gatrell and Josh Norman of Eastern Illinois University. Gentlemen, thank you for getting us caught up what's going on at EIU.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And coming up here on City Spotlight, we'll have a feature on the 2019 EIU Athletics Hall of Fame class. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Charleston.
And then just wow. Wow is what this class is about. The 4 individuals that we're recognizing today, the careers that they had at EIU wearing the Panther colors is really amazing. As I told the group last night, I would put this group up against any other institution's Hall of Fame class. What they accomplished here at EIU, the records they've set, all the All-American honors, the OVC honors.
And all of a sudden this class comes. They were just students a few years ago. And that year comes where they become eligible. And everybody looks at them and they go, no brainer. We don't have to look at anybody else. We don't have to review the far past and see who really deserves this accolade. You've got 4 All-Americans this year. 4 individuals that were at the top of the nation in what they did. And 4 unbelievable persons. They're great individuals. They represent themselves, they represent EIU at the highest levels, and we could not be more proud as an institution, as a university, to celebrate their accomplishments today.
Our first honoree today here in our Hall of Fame class is unable to be with us today. Jimmy Garoppolo was a record-setting quarterback for the Panthers before he became currently the franchise quarterback for the 49ers. During his 4 years here at EIU, he set every EIU and Ohio Valley Conference single season and career passing record. He passed for 13,156 yards with 118 career touchdowns. During his senior season, Garoppolo helped lead the Panthers to a #2 national ranking as he passed for 5,050 yards and 53 touchdowns. He would be the 2013 Walter Payton Award winner and be drafted in the second round by the New England Patriots, the highest draft pick ever for an Eastern Illinois Panther. He won a pair of Super Bowls on the Patriots roster before becoming the franchise quarterback for the 49ers. Jimmy is unable to be with us today, but his parents, as we mentioned earlier, are here to accept on his behalf, so we'd like to have Tony and Denise Garoppolo to come forward, and Tom Michael to present them on the top. Much like Jimmy was during his time, we have a number of his teammates here. Tony decided he does not want the microphone and wants to be in front of it. On the other hand, our next recipient was one of his teammates likes the microphone. Eric Lohr was on the receiving end of many of the Garoppolo passes during his career here. He was a two-time first-team All-American, while he finished fourth in voting for the Walter Payton Award in 2012, and then came back and was also a finalist, finishing seventh during voting during his senior season in 2013. During the 2012 season, he set the FCS record for receptions in a single season, finishing with 136 catches. He would finish his career as the EIU and the OVC leader in both single season and career receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Eric, as Tom mentioned earlier, is currently back here as our Assistant Athletic Director for Development. Doing his presentation today will be his father, Raul.
He was called over here the astronaut. I go, astronaut? How does that? Because apparently he works well in space. That's a football thing, okay? He was definitely the receiving end of the dynamic duo. So the friends around here, back there in that table and over there, call him Elo. And he's my E-man. He's there, Andrew Laura.
Obviously, you guys see why I chose him as my speaker. Pretty big fan of mine. First, I'd like to say thank you to Eastern Illinois and the administration. You gave me the opportunity to play Division I football, get an outstanding education, have a wonderful kickstart to my professional life, and allow me to meet some of my best friends. To my teammates, I'm a firm believer in team first football. I was lucky enough to have the best teammates in the whole world. I know this is an individual honor, but it wouldn't have happened without you all. So love you, and thanks for the best memories of my life. I wish my boy Jim was here. Glad he's living our dream. Today we celebrate Panthers for life. Go Panthers. Go Panthers.
Jade Rydbolt. She is perhaps the most decorated female athlete in EIU history. She was a 4-time All-American in the pole vault, including a 2-time first-team finisher. She was the 4-time OVC Female Athlete of the Year, and she qualified to participate in the 2012 U.S. Olympic Trials. She is currently working in pharmaceutical sales. Her presenter was her coach at the time, Kyle Ellis.
Anybody that knows Jade knows that her drive and passion to succeed far beyond anyone I've ever met in my coaching career. I've been coaching for about 10 years, and I haven't ever had an athlete quite like her as far as the mindset to will herself to accomplish the goals that she set. And it's my pleasure to present her with the 2019 Hall of Fame plaque.
I'm very proud to say that I'm an alumni of EIU. I want to thank the two most important people in my life. Dad, I remember always thinking you were superhuman. You'd wake up at 4:30 in the morning, work all day long, Monday through Sunday, and all I wanted to do was be like you. My friends would ask me about you, and I would be like, he's not human. Like, he's not human. He works too hard to be human. I've never seen anyone work as hard as you, and I wanted to be just like you. Mom, thank you for always being there for me. I went through 3 severe spine surgeries, and she was the first person to take care of me every time. She would help me research the best surgeons to keep me back on the track. You never missed a meet for the life of you.
Our final inductee is Mick Viken, and this is also an interesting and unique class for us in the fact that all 4 of these athletes were here at Eastern at the exact same time during their careers, so you can imagine that as a fan and the parents, we have teammates here, what an exciting time that was to be around EIU athletics, not only to watch their individual successes, but also the successes that their team had. But also, as Tom mentioned beforehand, Mick and Jimmy also both went to the same high school, so a unique honor for Rolling Meadows High School and the fact that 2 members are being inducted at the same time that would have been teammates when they were there at that high school. For Mick, he dominated the pole vault for the Panthers on the men's side, winning 7 Ohio Valley Conference titles in the event during his 4 years on the roster. He currently holds the OVC pole vault record for both indoor and outdoor, and is the school record holder in the indoor pole vault. He was a 4-time All-American in the pole vault, earning the distinction 3 times during the outdoor season and once during the indoor season. He currently works as a business development consultant. His presenter is also, once again, his coach, Kyle Ellis.
What I remember about Mick was that he was the toughest competitor I've ever coached, and he was very clutch. You know, I was looking over his stats this morning, and he had 39 career first place finishes in the pole vault in 4 years. And you know, he's winning first place probably 90% of the time, you know, based off of those stats. My honor to present Mick with the 2019 Hall of Fame.
First and foremost, I obviously have to thank EIU Athletics for giving me the opportunity to come here, to be a Panther, to compete, to have a world-class coach like Kyle. Without the coaching staff that I've had throughout my life, I had my high school, the coaches that coached me in high school and middle school came down today. They're still a huge part of my life. Without them, none of this would have happened, and it certainly wouldn't have happened without my coach Kyle.
I'm really happy, and that's something that I left out on my speech, is that you guys are doing this for them, and that they made it this far, and this is how they get to top off their athletic career. Yeah. So, appreciate that.
Let's hear it for EIU's Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2019.
City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.